Hey, this is Mike. Thank you so much for choosing this video. Today I'm in Little River, South Carolina, visiting North Strand Nissan, and I'm checking out a 2019 Nissan Rogue in the SV trim level. This Rogue is sitting on 225/65 Dunlop tires, wrapped around 17-inch alloy wheels with a silver finish. It also has four-wheel ventilated disc brakes. The name of this color is Pearl White Tri-Coat. And hopefully the sun will be able to see the pearl in it. The camera will be able to pick it up. Okay, so here in the front, it has some chrome portions there in the center with some matte black and gloss black. You also have sensors for your forward collision sensing system. You also have a camera up here as well as part of that. We'll go over that when we get inside the vehicle. Headlights are in a reflector housing with black bezels here, powered by halogen bulbs for your low and your high beams. There's also an LED daytime running light there in the center portion. Then you have the halogen powered reflector fog lights at the bottom. So looking at the profile here, you can see around the wheel wells and the base of the sides is a black plastic protective material. This helps out with road debris and such. It also has chrome handles. They kind of follow with the slope of the vehicle there. Body colored side mirrors, and then you have a silver roof rail. Kind of matches the wheels there. Privacy glass in the back windows as well. Also, your pillars are also blacked out to give it that one solid piece, and it has chrome around the outside to kind of help with that. This is what the key looks like. It's a proximity key system designed where you can keep it in your pocket and use the vehicle 100%. Now, Nissan has used this key for some time. It's a light, small key that's easy to carry around with you, so I can understand why they keep the same design. So in addition to just the proximity system, it also has useful buttons here. It has remote start, lock and unlock, and the ability to open up the power liftgate, and a panic button. Let's go ahead and push that. And hear what the horn sounds like. It also has a physical key on the inside in case you need it. So as long as the key is within a close proximity of the outside of the driver's side or passenger side door, it can be in your pocket, in a bag. As long as it's close to the door, you can lock it and unlock it by pushing this button. So right now it's unlocked. Push the button, now it locks. Push it again to unlock it. So the key has to be on the outside of the door. Physical key location is on the driver's side only. The inside of the passenger side door is mostly black. It does have a chrome handle there, and then a gloss black portion. Soft touch surfaces are all across the top. That's your soft touch, and around your arm on your armrest. But here and here, it's all hard touch. Then you have a pass-through handle and some storage pockets there. So the manually adjusted cloth seats, it's kind of like a microfiber there in the center portion, a little bit of a pattern, and then more of a slightly more coarse material there on the outside with some stitching. There's the floorboard. Floor mat hooks in place, both the driver and the passenger side. And a little bit of tapering here on the right side, but overall pretty wide open as far as leg room. Glove compartment, smooth plastic on the inside. Pretty good size though, really good size. So the dash, you have hard touch and then soft touch up here. You can see the privacy glass back here. So looking in the back, basically the same styling as far as the inside of the back door. You do have soft touch surfaces around the arm here, but up here is hard touch now. This is all hard touch. Okay, so the back seat is basically a bench seat on the bottom with articulating backrests that also fold down in a 60-40 pattern. So right now, you can see each one is split differently, but that armrest folds up and is part of the 60% side. So it has some hard plastic for the armrest, cup holders, and then you can lift it up and it snaps in and secures with that side. Now you notice that this side is reclined and that side is more vertical, just to give you an idea of the articulation. Both seats are able to recline or be more vertical. They also have the latch system for car seats. On the back of both front seats have a storage pocket, and then there's your leg room. Even with the front seats all the way back, you have a pretty good amount of leg room here. Very small hump in the center, but there is there. Then you have the climate control in the back of the center console. Has a locking fuel door, and it's on the passenger side, so you can have the passenger pump the gas for you. Okay, so it has the traditional cap, tether, and a place to hang the cap right here on the inside of the door. So looking at the back of the vehicle, has a shark fin antenna that's body colored here at the very top, and you have the roof rails there, and third brake light is at the top of the glass in this portion, powered by LEDs. You also have a rear wiper and a combination of LED and standard bulbs for your taillights. Backup camera is offset right there. Has a little protective chrome piece right there for luggage, I guess. Parking sensors across the back. They're sonar parking sensors. Little chrome piece on the bumper as well. Now it has a, the key has the ability to raise the power liftgate, but there's also a way you can just kind of kick back here, and when that feature is turned on, it'll lift up. But it is something that you can turn on or off in the settings, but let me go ahead and use the key right now. And it basically just does that. Once you kick, senses your key, senses you're kicking, and it lifts it up for you. All right, so when all your seats are occupied with passengers, you have this space back here for cargo. This is your cargo space. You can always add to it by folding the seats down. I'll show you that in a minute. There's also space for a shade, so you can put that in the very top right here. Goes in there and extends back here. But you notice it has these little spots right here. I'll show you what those are for in a minute as well. So you have tie downs, you have a 12-volt power supply as well here on the right side. There's a cover here on the left side which hides your tools for your spare tire. Okay, so there's a little bit more cargo space underneath these panels. So you have two different panels. This back one, and these are removable, so if you need height, you can take these panels out. So basically, lifting this panel up, they're strapped in place so they don't go flying around in a wreck, but you can lift it up and have a divider. Also, a little bit more space. You can just put stuff underneath it and put this back in place and cover it up. You can also take it, pull it forward, let it drop down, and store it lower, so that way you have more space. This back one, same deal. You can put stuff underneath it. You can drop it down underneath like so. Or there's another thing you can do is you lift it up until it stops, pull it, and it turns into like a shelf up here. So I can all do it one-handed. It's very, very easy and intuitive. So you can fold these seats down, one or the other, or both, depending on your needs. So the whole idea is, with this split right here, this is the 60, that's the 40, that you can fold down one seat while still and add to your cargo space significantly while still maintain some passenger space. So folding them both down, you have a huge space, but you're giving up your passenger space. So you have the option of having 1 or 2 passengers back here or whatever, and adding to your cargo space. Or a car seat. That's another thing. Sometimes trying to unhook a car seat is a pain, so you can have it still hooked in place and fold down the other seat. Okay, so lowering the power liftgate, just push this button, use the key, either way, and it just goes down for you. So I'm gonna go ahead and start it up. I have the key inside the vehicle. It's in my pocket. It can be in a bag, it can be sitting in a cup holder, whatever. Put your foot on the brake, hold it, and push this button here. Here's the floorboard in front of the driver's seat. Notice the floor mat hooks in place. Then you have your accelerator, brake pedal, foot actuated parking brake here, and a little bit of a footrest here on the left side. It's just carpeted. So let's go ahead and take a look under the hood. To open the hood, there's a latch, pretty much a little bit, tiny bit to the right of center. Just reach in, move it to the left, lift up on the hood. You can see it's actually yellow, so you can see it easier. And the hood is fairly light. It does require a prop to hold it up, and the prop is on the underside of the hood. And it swings down and goes right where that arrow is pointing. The underside of the hood is insulated. You also have some seals there. That's mostly for vibration and a little bit of noise damping. The firewall is completely insulated. The strut towers are braced in with the unibody structure of the vehicle. You also have an insulated battery over there. And here's your engine. It's not covered up so much. It's pretty neat. You actually get to see some of the engine. So this is a 4-cylinder engine. It's front-wheel drive vehicle, so it's turned sideways here. And you have your coil packs at the top of each cylinder. So there's one for each cylinder that goes into the cylinder head to, your spark plug. But anyways, here in the front is your exhaust, and the intake is in the back, so that way the heat coming in is able to go, channel it underneath the vehicle and not be so close to you as far as the firewall. So it's a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder engine pumping out 170 horsepower and 175 pound-feet of torque paired to a CVT automatic transmission. The inside of the driver's side door is just like the other side, except for it has a few more buttons. So you have your power window controls for your rear, front. The driver's side is automatic, so it's one touch up and down. It's also a laminated side glass here for the front windows. So there's 2 panes of glass with an acoustic material on the inside, so it's a thicker pane of glass to try to keep noise from coming in, basically. Heated side mirrors that are adjusted right here. You just pick a side and you adjust it with that little pad. There's your little door lock controls. Okay, so the passenger side was manually adjusted. Well, the driver's got them one up the passenger, so they have a power seat that goes up and down, tilt and all that. And then you have a lumbar adjustment as well that's powered. To the left of the steering column, you have some buttons. Here at the top, there's your dimmer switch for your interior gauges and reset your trip. Traction control, you can turn it off, default will be on. This is for your safety system. So when you push that, it allows you to enable some of your safety features which are listed here. Then you have the ability to open up your power liftgate. We already saw the fuel door. You have a sport button and eco. So sport gives you more performance, eco gives you better fuel economy. You also have a tilt and a telescoping steering column that you can lock in place right here. And the lever is easy to find and easy to use. Okay, so sitting in the driver's seat, checking it out. You can see the dash and the door blend together nice. So I have the seat all the way back, all the way down, and I'm 6 feet tall. And that's probably where I would have my position here. Just give you an idea of the leg room and all that stuff. So it's a leather wrapped steering wheel with a flat bottom. Soft to the touch, nice and tightly wrapped. And real easy to turn the steering wheel. It's the electric power steering. Cruise control is here on the right side with your Bluetooth controls and voice recognition on this side as well. And on this side is your volume for your radio, tune through your tracks or your radio station. A back button, and these buttons correspond with the screen between the gauges. We'll get to that in a minute. Windshield wiper controls are here. Turn signals here with your headlight controls with automatic on, parking, and off. And fog lights are controlled here. Okay, so looking at the gauges here, white lettering, black background, very easy to read and transition your eyes to. On the left is your RPMs with your engine coolant temperature. On the right is your speedometer with your fuel gauge. In the very center, at the top you have a clock, outside temperature. Bottom is a distance to empty and your odometer. In the very center, what I thought was a digital speedometer, but it appears to be just an average speed. So I have 2 average speed that I can reset. So if I press and hold and reset that, it goes to this. So now we're not having we'll go ahead and reset it. So you can see it's not a digital speedometer. If I scroll to the right, it has a trip with your miles and your time. You have 2 of those, which you can reset independently. Scrolling to the right again is your fuel economy. So we just reset that. And you also have an average and like an instant real time. Scrolling to the right shows you what your radio is doing. Right again, this is showing your safety features. So when I push this button down here that we saw, activates the lane departure warning system. It also has the blind spot detection system. So indicated these little lines right here. So if there's a vehicle in your blind spot, it'll give you a visual there as well as here on the pillar. So right there's a light that will illuminate. Scrolling to the right again, show your tire pressure when your vehicle's driving, and then your chassis control. This is trace control, and also I'll show you that in just a minute. We'll go over here into settings, driver assistance, chassis control. So that's your chase control and your engine brake. So you can turn those on or off independently. And then your parking aids are here. And then driving aids are here. Emergency braking, lane departure, and your blind spot detection systems. Scrolling to the right again takes you back to the average speed. There's your 4-way flashers there, and your touchscreen. You do have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto on this system once you plug in your cell phone. CD player here at the top, traditional volume, tune through the stations. Then you have a home button here, that's what's displayed right now, in which you can have different options, like different icons here that you can customize. Then you have icons at the bottom, so you can see what the radio looks like. So you can change your source. And then right now we're in satellite radio with your presets at the bottom. It has visuals here, and you can change the source. You have AM, FM, satellite radio, CD, USB, Bluetooth audio, and auxiliary inputs. So lots of different ways of playing music through the sound system. Then you have your phone. You can pair your phone as well. And then you can go into your settings here. Okay, so your climate control is next. So it's a dual zone, driver and passenger temperatures, fan speed, mode is where you want the air to blow. You can put on automatic if you'd like, recirculate the air or have fresh air come in. 12-volt power supply, USB and auxiliary inputs are here, right next to a storage pocket. So if you use the Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, you will need to have your device plugged in, so this is a good spot to do that. Okay, so here's your shifter. Let's go ahead and put it in reverse. Two things will happen. The backup camera is one of them with your active guidelines. Also, your sonar system will be activated as well. Neutral, drive, and then you can manually change to the speed ratios by bumping it to the left, and then you can go up and down, so that way you can change the speed ratios. Cup holders, little space between it for a mug handle or using this for other things besides cups. Another storage space there. So you have heated seats on both the driver and passenger here on the front, and it's 2-stage, high and low. This armrest is nice. I like that stitching right there. Soft to the touch. It lifts up. And this what appears to be like a clip-in a pin or a tire pressure gauge or something right in here. And you have storage space with a 12-volt power supply and a USB charge port. Rear view mirror has a manual day and night mode here. So we can flip it like so. Place to put your shades. It has a felt lining similar to like a pool table type felt. And you have some tap lights. All your interior lights by pushing that, or have them all turn on when the door is open, which you can have that activated if you like. Here's a little ambient light that turns on at nighttime with the headlights on. The visors have a mirror and lights. They also have a little clip on the other side, and they extend out for the side. Okay, let's look at the visibility in the back. You can see the headrest getting away a little bit, but not too bad. Of course, if you have passengers back there, their heads will get in the way and all that too, but you do have little windows all the way back there on the far back pillars. But overall, pretty good. As far as visibility, I think it's fine. Of course, you have all the technology to help you out with that as well. Alright, so there you have it. This is the 2019 Nissan Rogue in the SV trim level. Thank you for watching, and thank you to North Strand Nissan here in Little River, South Carolina. I'll have a link to their website in the description. You can check it out. Thank you to you, and thank you to them, and I'll see you next time.